folks. Councillor Craig Buchanan here, coming to you ahead of the City of Rockingham's June meeting. And once again, the topic on everybody's mind is rates. Now, many of you have taken the time to write to me over the past couple of weeks and to plead with me to do everything that I can to ensure that the City follows through on the rates freeze that it promised you back in March. Let me be crystal clear about that. I agree with you. I've seen emails in recent days from fellow councillors claiming that there's been a lot of misinformation out there and that residents should call the city to speak to a financial expert if they're concerned. Let me address that for just a moment. If you need a financial expert to explain our rates policy, then trust me, it ain't a freeze. Unamended, the policy that will come before us on Tuesday evening will see 71% of you pay the same or less next year than you did this year. But it will also mean that 29% of you, almost a third of all households, will pay more. That is not a rates freeze. And the fact that the city will be raising the same amount of money it did this year matters not a jot. As I understood it in March, the rates freeze we announced was to help you, not to help us, and this policy doesn't come anywhere near close enough for my liking to do that. That's why, with support from other councillors, particularly Councillor Lorna Buchan, Councillor Ray Cottam and Councillor Matt Whitfield, I've put up an alternate motion which would introduce concessions for those residents who would otherwise pay more. Those concessions would bring their rates bill back into line with what they paid this year. It's not perfect, but it's as close to an actual freeze as we can get, and it's the option that I, and I hope those other councillors I named, will be promoting and supporting on Tuesday. But we're only 4 voices amongst 11, and you don't need to call a financial expert at the city to know that we need 6 votes if we're to adopt the amended motion. So if you haven't emailed your local councillors yet, please take the time and do that over the weekend. But I'd recommend you focus on those councillors who have yet to commit to a rates freeze. Email councillors Hayley Edwards and Sally Davis in Baldivis. Email Councillor Mark Jones in Comet Bay. Let them know that you support the idea of concessions and urge them to vote in favour of them on Tuesday. Email Councillors Joyce Stewart, Deb Hamblin and Lee Liley in Rockingham. Email the Mayor, Barry Samuels. Tell them that you want the city to deliver on its promise. Be polite, but be firm. Tell them what you expect from them as your representatives. I know that I want to sit on a council that I can be proud of. A council that puts its residents first, ahead of its bottom line. I'm hopeful that we'll see an outcome that does just that, but it will only happen if the majority of councillors agree next week. I've been approached by the organisers of the petition which has been circulating online in recent weeks, and I've confirmed that I'll present that petition on their behalf at the beginning of Tuesday night's meeting. When I checked it this morning, it had almost 1,800 signatures attached to it. Interestingly, that's more than the number of votes that were cast to put 4 of our sitting councillors into office at the 2017 and 2019 local government elections. I hope that my fellow councillors will listen to you, the residents, and will take heed of the strong message that you're sending us. I know that I've heard it loud and clear. You're telling us that 2020 cannot be business as usual. Not after the COVID pandemic, and certainly not in pursuit of a cold-hearted bottom line for the city, which leaves close to a third of our residents worse off. I hear you, and you have my word that I'll take that view into account when we deliberate next week. As always, I'm here if you have any concerns that you want to raise. You are very welcome to contact me via email. My address is cr.buchanan@rockingham.wa.gov.au, or you can post a comment here on Facebook. All I would ask if you post on Facebook is please keep it civil, guys. As you can probably tell, I agree with a lot of the frustration that's being felt out there, But if I have to spend a large chunk of my day policing my Facebook feed, it takes away from the time that I should be spending representing you and your concerns. Let your voices be heard, guys. Stay safe, and God bless.